A delegate is a class that can hold a reference to a method. Unlike other classes, a delegate class has a signature. A delegate can hold a reference only to a method that matches that signature exactly. Now, if you have a background in C or C++, a delegate is like a pointer to a method call, also known as function pointers. But what makes delegates different or special is that unlike function pointers, .NET delegates are type safe. Now keep in mind the following. Delegate is a reference type that contains a reference to a method. Delegates exist in situations where you want to pass methods around to another method. We're commonly actually passing data to a method, and the method does something to that data. In these situations, a method may need to do something that invokes another method. In addition, you may not know at design time which method you want to invoke. At runtime, the method will be passed in as a parameter to the first method. Sometimes a method needs to take detail of another method as a parameter. Delegates allow you to specify at runtime the method to be invoked. Now, the way that this works is .NET requires that you wrap the details of this method that you're going to be calling at runtime into a delegate. So a delegate becomes a wrapper for a method call. There are two steps to using a delegate. Just like using a class, you need to first declare the delegate type, and then you need to instantiate the delegate. So it's very similar to defining a class and instantiating that class. Now remember, when you declare a delegate type, the declaration specifies the return type and the parameter list of a method that it can reference. So delegates, the definition of the delegate, the declaration of the delegate, reflects the signature of a method that it's able to set a reference to. Delegates are type safe because they ensure that the signature of the calling method is correct. Let's take a look. In this example, we have a delegate declaration at the very top, and it's called math delegate. And the math delegate, when you declare it, has to reference the signature of any method that it could call. So looking at void there, you'll see that math delegate can only refer or reference methods that have a void return. Also, you'll see the parameter list here. So this delegate can only reference a method that has two integers as its parameter list. Now let's take a look at an instantiation of that delegate. There's a variable, reference variable called add-on, and we're creating a new instance of that math delegate. Now notice the constructor of a delegate. The constructor simply lists the name of the method that it's going to be referencing. So math delegate is referencing a method called credit. Credit is a method of an object called object, or OBJ. Notice that there's no signature listed here. When you indicate that constructor argument, you simply list the name of the method itself and not the entire signature of the method. Remember, the delegates are type safe, meaning that credit better look something like this. It's got a void return, and it's got two integer arguments. A delegate's job is to set a reference to a method. A delegate declaration includes the signature of the method that it can refer to. That signature is the only type of method that that delegate can reference. So it's very important that we get the signature right, and the signature has to reflect the methods that that delegate is going to reference.